Hello, Digital Dragons. I hope you all have had a phenomenal summer break. I know each and every one of us over here at the middle school are extremely excited to have each and every single one of you back. So right now, what I decided to do is moving forward is I would really like to get a lot more community engagement, as well as just inform all of the learning coaches and parents out there in terms of what we specifically are doing here at the middle school. So I plan to send out welcome videos like this about once a week, maybe once every other week. But again, this is the middle school edition. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that don't know, my name is Mr. Payne, and I am actually the Interim Middle School Administrator here over at Indiana Gateway. This is actually my third year here over at Indiana Gateway Digital Academy. I was actually the high school assistant principal last year, transitioning over to kind of give middle school more of a new identity, really to allow Indiana Gateway Middle School to be essentially the best middle school here in the state of Indiana, and we're working tirelessly to do that every single day with our staff over here. A little bit about myself. I do actually hold 2 graduate degrees or master's degrees. One's actually in curriculum and instruction. The other one is in school administration. I've been in education since about 2014, and I really just look forward to really just making our middle school phenomenal this year. A couple just quick informational bouts that I wanted to kind of go over with you. I know there are oftentimes a lot of questions in terms of who I need to reach out to with any specific questions or concerns. One, you can always get a hold of me. My email address is down there. It is jpayne@ingda.net. I also have my work phone number in there as well. If you have any pressing matters, which you can, feel free to call or text. We also have Bree Schmidt, who is our new middle school counselor. She is absolutely phenomenal. And she is actually working tirelessly right now, finishing up our schedule so that way we have everything ready to go for that August 3rd start date. Her email address is actually listed below at 2. I will say this, primarily your main point of contact in terms of any real questions or concerns should be your homeroom teacher. And I will actually be sending this PowerPoint out as well, but you will see our middle school staff directory there. I would go ahead and wait until after those first 2 days, August 3rd and August 4th, for you to kind of get introduced to your homeroom, kind of figure out who they are, but then they should provide more information to you. But those are the 3 primary points of contact in case you do need to get a hold of somebody this year. Middle school schedule. So as you all know, we are currently in the process of scheduling everybody into their specific courses right now. I do ask that you please be patient because this is a daily process and it does take the entire day to kind of get everybody placed into the correct courses based on whatever they ask for in terms of their elective course ordering, or whether it just be within their specific classes and the core content such as math, English, science, and social studies. So please be patient. Again, if you have any major questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to that homeroom teacher. If it's something dire, you can reach out to Mrs. Schmidt. I will say that, again, she is very busy, so her response time may be delayed if you do have specific questions for her. So just be aware of that. The next thing I kind of wanted to go over is our Flex option. So Flex is essentially a way for students to continue to do online schooling. However, they aren't required to actually partake in the online class connect sessions with the teacher. They can actually do all of the work asynchronously. We are allowing up to a certain number of students to join this, and I believe an email will be sent out or has already been sent out to kind of identify what the interest is for those. I will say, to qualify, you must have had fewer than 5 days of unexcused absences last year or last semester. You also had to have shown evidence of engagement with the school staff last year, as well as you also have to have a minimum of a C or higher on your report card from last year as well. Again, that email will be sent out in order for you to be able to kind of let us know if you are interested in it. But I did want to build awareness for that so you were aware. Next, orientation and strong start call / IOL completion. So for our new students, You should have already received an invite from our community engagement specialist, Mrs. Haller. She does a phenomenal job in terms of getting students ready to kind of show them how exactly our system works, how to use their email address, how to use their courses, find assignments, so on and so forth. So please be on the lookout for that. This is actually really the best time for you to get familiar with our schools, as well as meet other students in the process. So it is just an amazing experience. And make sure, if you have any questions during this orientation time, to please go ahead and reach out to Mrs. Haller, whether it's in the session itself or emailing her as well. I will say the other thing to be looking out for this next week is contact from your homeroom teacher. So all of our homeroom teachers do what we like to call strong start calls. So essentially what that means is that each homeroom teacher will call each of their students within their homeroom to kind of just make sure, all the students have their laptops, chargers, any materials they may have. Definitely trying to identify what's exciting them about this school year. I mean, obviously, we're all pumped up to be Digital Dragons, but at the same time, we kind of want to get to know each student on more of a personalized basis. So please, if you do see a number and get a text message or a phone call from your homeroom teacher, respond so that way they can get those in. The other aspect we're really wanting to focus on is IOL completion. So IOL completion is essentially a course within the online school. It takes about 30 minutes to complete. Every student is required to do it. It's very basic information, just in terms of making sure you know how to use our system, as well as just trying to provide some basic information with us as well. This will definitely be a focus on our first day of school within your math courses here over at the middle school. However, during orientation as well, you will also be focusing on this. So please be on the lookout for that as well. Lastly, Star 360. So for any of you that don't know what Star 360 is, it is actually a benchmark test that kind of allows us to identify specifically where each student is academically, and it allows us to use this information or data to kind of help drive our instruction, as well as just allows us to provide more of that personalized learning aspect to each and every single student. Last year it was called Evaluate. However, we did transition to this one. The good news is Star 360 will only be administered about 3 times throughout the school year, once at the beginning of the year, once at the middle of the year, and then once at the end of the year. So prior to the first day of school, you should be looking out for an email from your homeroom teacher that will provide you with 3 different things. One, the URL, or essentially that link that's going to allow you to access Star 360, your username. Your username is generally just your student ID number, and then your password, which your password is generally your first name in lowercase letters, followed by the last 3 digits of your student ID. In terms of the timeline of that, again, we have from next Monday, July 24th through August 2nd, that Wednesday right before school, for teachers to send that information to each student's email address. Our first day of school, the homeroom teacher will then administer that first test focused on reading and English language arts. Friday will then be focused more on administering that math portion of the STAR test. And then that following Monday, on March 7th, we will be focused more on makeup sessions. So if you were able to complete both of them before that Monday, then you should not get that invite for that Monday session. Other than that, I look forward to getting to know each and every single one of you. I look forward to having the best school year ever. Go Digital Dragons, and let them know.